Baka nagkawalaan na yan.
No, madam. I just came there in Camp Abubakar. It is a headquarters of the 1st Marine Brigade. And the IDB is taking care of that in that what we call SASA. We call it secured area. Wherein it is
Pero sayang naman, kung pwede pang gamitin, like the chairman said, bakit hindi assign yan?
Your Honors, these are decommissioned firearms. The agreement is we will put them beyond use.
So have you?
We will put them beyond use. Meaning,
Have you put them beyond use?
we will melt them. We have now.
But you just said that they're in Camp Abubakar, so they haven't been decommissioned, they haven't been melted down, they are still serviceable. Why? 10 years?
There is a process of the implementing panel.
Isn't that too long a process, 10 taon, para lang i-render unserviceable ang baril?
Madam, it's not 10 years. We have only started in 2019, and also
Sabihin na nga natin 5 years. Ang haba naman. Madali naman mag-unserviceable ng baril, hindi naman ganun kakomplikado. At saka melting is not necessary. We all know that.
Actually, ma'am, they are located in a closed ban. And
I understand you're telling me that there are security measures, Secretary Galvez. Ang tinatanong ko, your mandate is to turn them unserviceable and it doesn't seem to have occurred.
we are in the process of because we have an IDB in the
Yeah, but it's a 5-year process. Unang-una, napakakonti. Ikalawa, yung nahuli o na-surrender, nakatenga pa rin doon. Ba't ganun? Naguguluhan ako eh.
There is a mechanism on how to dispose, madam, and then we are really just waiting for the decision of.
But surely a 5-year mechanism is far too long. It's very inefficient.
We will expedite, madam.
Okay, so, kasi kung di rin gagamitin o hindi naman sisirain, mas maigi gamitin na, ipamigay na sa sundalo natin, nakulang naman ang armas.
Pwede ba yun? Pwede bang ibigay sa ating sundalo?
The agreement is it will be put beyond use, so it will be
Pero
melted. It will be melted.
Excuse me?
Pwede, sorry.
Yes,
Pwede mag-isingit. Sana, quick question.
with the permission of Senator Marcos.
Madam Senator Amy, tanong ko lang, how secured yung pinaglalagyan ng mga armas na sinurrender? And my question, follow-up to that is, how many firearms have been surrendered by the surrenderies and how many surrenderies you have so far? Gusto ko pagbanggain kung tama ba yung numero. Hindi? Then may problema tayong malaki, napakalaking problema. Namimigay kayo ng pera sa cash transfer or cash assistance, baka naman walang baril na dala is batuta lang o pat-pat, bibigyan agad ng cash. Dapat magkabanggaan nyo.
That was what Senator Amy Marcos was asking a while ago. Ano ba yung ratio? Kung merong 40,000 surrenderies,
40,000 na baril dapat.
dapat 1 is
Or more.
or more.
Or
Yes.
more.
Or more. Kasi sabi nga ni Senator Amy, paano naman meron isang taong rebelde, walang armas, walang bakal, paano lalaban naman yun? Di ba? Kung batuta nga lang ang dala nun, mukhang hindi yata.
O baka ang dala ng palo-palo.
Senator Rafi, ang pagkasabi sa atin, 26,132 ang nag-surrender.
Okay.
Ang armas na nahagip, 4,625.
Oh, my goodness.
Malayo.
Saktahan ng lahat.
There's a big discrepancy with regard to the ratio. No?
Or baka naman 26,000 din yung baril na nakuha nila, kailan ni-recycle. Binenta o
Out of
binalik.
these 4,000 rifles or whatever, ilan yung serviceable doon? Lahat yun serviceable?
Yes, sir. 4,600.
Are you sure? Kasi
Yes,
yung mga bang nakikita ko sa TV,
Ang
yung
tanong din-
sinusurrender nila, pare mga kalawang na yun.
Ang tanong din ano yung mga baril na yon? Baka mga paltik na revolver?
Normally, they've surrendered the cruiser weapons. Sir.
Ano nga po? Carbine?
81 mm mortars, 50 caliber machine guns.
Wag na yung machine guns. Ano po yung mga M16?
M16, yes, sir.
Marami? Ano yung karamihan?
Majority, sir, M16, sir. At saka M14.
Okay, excuse me, Senator Tulfo. Meron tayong representative from the MILF. Maybe You can shed light.
Marami kasing nagdududa, bulok na yung baril, tapos ang tatanda raw ng mga combatants na hindi naman daw totoo. How do we authenticate and verify in all cases, both with regard to the weaponry as well as to the identity of the said combatants?
Good morning, Your Honors. I am Raisa Jujuri. I'm part of the peace panel of the MILF. In the agreement, Your Honors, the decommissioning is for both the combatants and also the weapons. For the combatants, you would not find the numbers in the agreement itself. But after the agreement was signed, there was a meeting between the MILF leadership and the President, and that is when the numbers were discussed.
Is it correct that 44,000 was the number agreed upon?
40,000.
Sorry.
40,000.
40. Okay, so may tawad pa na 4. Okay, 40.
40,000 po. And then yung weapons, as mentioned by the good secretary, it is not really 1:1. Many of the weapons that the combatants used are not the organization's property. And therefore, there is another program to ensure that these privately owned weapons can also be submitted or given to the authorities. But
Sabi ninyo, kapag personal, hindi kailangan i-surrender. Tago pa rin nila kasi personal nila, hindi naman MI. Tama.
yes, the commitment, Your Honor, is for those that are owned by the organization.
So yung personal, tatago pa rin nila.
It will be under a different...
Sinasabi, yung maganda, nasa kanila pa eh. Yung bulok, yun lang sinusurrender.
There is another program, Your Honor, and I think that is what the good secretary is referring to.
May nabanggit po si Secretary na yung ikatlong kategorya ng mga baril, tungkol daw sa baril na pinahiram lamang na kung sino. Sino nagpapahiram ng baril sa Mindanao?
Sympathizers, Your Honor. So some are owned by members themselves and some are owned by non-members who may sympathize with the cause of the MILF.
So kung sympathizers, okay lang na itago pa rin nila yung baril. Hindi rin sakop nito.
I think, Your Honor, that is the target of the other program, those that are not owned by the organization, but there is still a program to ensure that these weapons are brought to the...
What do you mean another program? So kaya kakapiranggot lamang ang na-surrender kasi yung sinasabi lang MILF property. Yung personal, lusot. Yung pinahiram ng sympathizer, lusot din. Ganun ba?
Hindi, I would not say lusot, Your Honor, because I think government is also extending effort to implement the other program that will allow these weapons to be brought to the authorities.
With all due respect to Senator Marcos, if I may, how will the government know if itong mga baril nito personal at hindi pagmamayari ng organization ninyo?
I think that will be there is a target.
Ano to, tiwalaan lang? Ito akin to, ito sa ano? Tiwalaan na lang, ganun lang ba yun?
Because, Your Honor, I don't think we also have an inventory of all those that are privately
Of course,
owned.
syempre lahat ng mga personal use ng inyong members, walang permit yan. Lahat yan illegal. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor. So the program would allow small arms to be registered, and those that cannot be registered can be part of I don't know what
Bakit
the
hindi nyo
program is called.
i-surrender lahat, whether personal yan o pagmamayari ng organization? Kung talagang sincere kayo na magbalik loob sa gobyerno, ay surrender nyo na lahat. Pati yung mga binigay ng mga sympathizers ng MILF. Why don't you surrender it? Everything to the government. Yes, Secretary GALVEZ.
Sir, we have a simultaneous program with the decommissioning. We call it SALWN, meaning the SALW program, the small arms weapons registration. That's why we choose Basilan because we would like to praise Basilan Governor Jim Hataman because he was able to implement the SALW, wherein 4,500 firearms had been fully registered, and it was agreed that these firearms later will be handled in some sort of a swapping with the socioeconomic programs. In fact, there are instances that two MILF groups, they surrendered high-powered firearms after they were settled with the RIDO, and we saw that the power of the governor, the influence of the governor with the MILF and the MLF, we were able to gather the firearms. In fact, we have also a program on National Task Force on Anti-Private Armed Group, wherein the AFP and the PNP were directed by both the SILG and the DND to recover all the loose firearms. For the information of the body, during the time that I think in 2018, one of the governor in the BARM, he surrendered a sizable amount of weapons, including 50 caliber machine gun.
Yes.
So these are the things that we are doing simultaneously with the decommissioning, and we are also encouraging all the armed group that in the future we will also gather all the unregistered firearms.
Yes, Secretary Galvez, I'd just like to go back to Attorney Raisa. So, nagkasundo sa 40,000 na combatants, nagkasundo ba sa number of guns?
For those that are owned by the organization, yes.
But no number was stipulated, no
7,000.
definition, no identity of said firearms.
I think the number is 7,500.
How many?
7,500.
So talagang mula sa poll, talagang 7.5 lang yan. So konti lang talaga, hindi siya nagmamatch dun sa 40,000. Tama ba?
Yes, Your Honor, because there are, in the agreement, there's decommissioning of weapons, and there's also what the good secretary said about the small arms and light weapons program.
Yes, putting that aside because that doesn't seem to be the question right now. How did you determine the identity of the 40,000 combatants? Na-verify ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor, there's also a vetting process during the decommissioning of the combatants.
Was there a vetting process with the guns?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, but you told me basta 7.5
For
lang.
the 4,000 that have already been decommissioned.
No, the 7.5 that were earlier identified and agreed upon, attorney.
Yes, the rest has not been decommissioned, Your Honor, and that
No,
will
I'm
be
lost.
vetted.
You said that early on, during the negotiations following the CAB and the organic laws passage, there were two agreements. First, the number of the combatants, which is 40,000. I'm not certain how you came upon that number. Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the authentication process. And secondly, you said that there was an agreement as to the 7,500 guns only.
Yes,
that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And thereafter, was there an effort to identify these firearms?
Upon decommissioning, Your Honor. So
So you
during
take
that,
the word of the surrenderies or the decommissioned MI, you take their word for it that those are the MI guns and not their personal guns.
I think it is.
Parang ala chamba yata yun.
I think, Your Honor, the leadership also vets. It's not just the individual combatant. but
Whose
the
leadership, please? Also the MI.
Yes, Your Honor.
And who verified on the part of the government?
The independent decommissioning body, Your Honor, which is
So the Philippine government had nothing to do with the determination of combatants as well as weapons.
We have a representative, General Ardo.
Yes, but it's a single representative surrounded with Turkey, Norway, Japan, and others. Is that correct?
Brunei.
And Brunei, that's
Yes.
correct. So
Yes.
the Philippines is one, MI is one,
Yes.
and the rest are all foreign.
Yes.
Paano naman malalaman kung totoo o hindi?
We have also local DMATs. We called it DMATs. They are the one verifying the weapons.
Local what po?
We called it VMATs.
Sino-sino yon? Pero kasasabi lang ninyo na hindi siya yung final authority. Yung final authority, yung independent commission. Actually, nalilito ako dahil napakaraming grupo. May task force on decommissioned combatants and their communities. May task force Balikloob under AO number 10. Now you're telling me that there's a local B match. Who really is in charge? Po.
Ma'am, for the decommissioning process, we have a third party involved. It's the independent decommissioning body headed by a Norwegian Turkish as the chairman. Turkish, ma'am. Yes. And vice chairman and the chief of staff. And we have two members from the Philippine government and two members from the MILF party. On the part of the decommissioning, we involve the verification, monitoring, and assistant teams from the AFP, PNP, and we also have international members from the Brunei and Norway. So this composition are the one verifying if
No, but you've just mentioned an entirely new body, local B match. I don't understand. Sino naman yon at ano naman ang...
they are part of the IDB, ma'am, in verifying the identity of the combatants and their firearms for decommissioning.
Because there has been a lot of controversy over the identification of the combatants itself, no? What is the distinction with the task force on decommissioned combatants at saka yung isa pang task force Balikloob? Ang dami kasing grupo, nahihilo ako.
Your Honor, Task Force Balikloob is under the DND. It is involving the CPP-NPA, mostly the CPP-NPA, and also the other armed group. And based on their data, the Task Force Balikloob accomplishments that a total of 43,192 surrenderies.
Teka, ganito na lang. Yung task force decommissioning,
Is
alin
different.
yung concerned agencies. Tapos yung task force Balikloob, sino yung contributors dyan? Sinong kasama dyan?
Your Honor,
Yes, please.
yes, the Task Force Balikloob, as created by the AO and with the DND as the overseer, is the task is to integrate all the government's efforts in the rebel reintegration program.
Eh di ba ganun din yung task force decommission?
Separate.
Focus po yun, ma'am, sa MILF.
Sa
Yung
MI.
lead and partner agencies of the task force
Pero
include...
pare-pareho yung mga partner agencies.
yes, ma'am. But
Almost the same.
naka-focus po ito, majority of the TFBL's integration process now center on the CTG, the Communist Terrorist.
Overlap yan? Parang
Wala naman, ma'am, because
nag-wind down na ba yung decommission kasi na-identify na nila pagkatapos nung turnover na dito sa Balikloob? Ganun ba yun?
hindi po, ma'am. Iba po yung sa decommissioning kasi focusing on the MILF. The Task Force Balikloob has partner agencies like DILG, NHA, OPAPRO, OP, DSWD.
But so does the task force on decommissioned combatants. Yun din ang membership
Pero
or reintegration.
mas malaki po ang involvement ng TFBL on the CTGs, ma'am.
I see. I'm a little bit lost because you seem to have the same membership. Is there a mechanism for collaboration with external entities? I'm aware that there are a lot of foreign agencies, including the USAID, the Japanese, and so on, who have given aid and technical assistance.
The Task Force Balikloob collaborates with government agencies. It is the government agencies if it has international partners that conduct the engagement, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Chairman, if you will, hihingi na lang ako ng updated CTREP sa decommissioning kasi hindi pa tayo na-update dito sa Senado. Matagal-tagal na rin. Whether you count it as 5 years or as 10 years, pre-COVID and post-COVID, we have not been updated. So maybe have an update and a breakdown on who exactly are the remaining combatants who have failed to be decommissioned. What is the status of those who have been decommissioned, yung 26,000? At saka, bakit yung mga baril nakatenga pa rin sa Camp Abubakar samantalang sinabi na i-render unserviceable at the soonest possible opportunity? Ba't ang tagal? Higit sa lahat, talaga bang madadali ninyo yung deadline ng 2025 election? Kasi ang bagal po natin, 10 taon na to sa papel, sabi ninyo, 5 years, matagal pa rin. Whereas in fact, we only have a little over a year to comply with the deadline. So I'll just request documents po through the chairman and the committee. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Senator Amy. Can you please furnish an update to this committee? Mga 1 week? Pwede?
Sir, we will submit it immediately, sir. The
Alright.
updates on the commission.
Thank you, Secretary Galvez. This might be off topic. No? Meron lang phone-in question. One question lang, Senator Rafi. May nagpapatanong lang. No? On the proposal of former President Duterte for Mindanao to secede from the Philippines, how will the plan to gather support for this through a signature drive affect the government's effort to attain lasting peace in Mindanao?
Sir, that move will really affect the comprehensive peace process. That's why we were very thankful that we were able to rally the support of the Bangsamoro people, wherein they are not with this movement, and they will abide with the agreement with the government.
Okay, are you in favor of President Duterte's plan?
I am not in favor. I strongly reject his proposal.
All right. Okay, Senator Tulfo, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magkano pong binibigay na cash assistance sa bawat surrendery po?
For the MILF, we are giving 100,000
100,000.
unconditional cash transfer.
100,000. Okay, ilan po yung surrendery?
We term it decommission, Your Honor.
Ilan po yung nag-surrender na nabigyan ng 100,000 each?
26,132.
26,132. Ilan po yung baril?
We have 4,625.
So, 26,000 ang nabigyan ng 100,000 each at ang kapalit ay 4,000 na baril. Hindi ho ba kayo nag-conduct na investigation bakit ganito kalaking discrepancy? At ano po naging result ng inyong investigation? At meron ho bang nanagot? Meron ho bang nasibak?
Sir, actually, sir, that's our demand to the implementing panel, considering that, as we have said, we have a secretary judge.
Sorry sir, sorry. Ang tanong ko po, nag-conduct na ho ba kayo ng investigation? Kasi ang laking pera po dito and discrepancy. 26 versus 4,000. We're talking about the hundreds of millions na dito siguro.
Sir, we investigated the documents of our agreement, and we have not seen any document that...
Kaya nga po, yung nag-disburse ng nagbigay ng pera, yung 100,000 each surrender na umabot ng 26,000, sino po yun? Sino-sino yun? Kasi ang gagawin nyo lang po, 26,000, 100,000 each, 2.6 billion. Tapos 4,000 lang yung baril na, di ba kapalit yan baril, di ba? So, sino ho yung namigay ng pera, nag-abot ng pera, nag-process ng mga surrender?
It was the DSWD who processed, but the IDB...
No,
the
it could not be the DSWD. Dapat kayo po sa military para kayo po nagbe-bet to make sure na ito'y talagang surrendery. Di ba? Bago nyo sana bigyan ng pera, nasaan yung baril? Pera kapalit ng baril. 100,000 po itong pinag-usapan natin, hindi po ito 1,000.
Based on the agreement, Your Honors, we have commissioned the International Decommissioning Body,
Kaya nga po,
including the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Kaya nga po, sino nga po itong members, itong mga membro ng body? Ulitin ko pong tanong ko ha, huwag na tayo magpaikot-ikot sir. Pag binigyan sila ng 100,000 ng DSWD, dapat may kapalit siya na baril. Tama?
This is not the
Hindi sir, ganun dapat talaga, di ba? Dapat nag-match. Ba't ka magsusurrender kung wala ka namang baril? Eh kung magawa-gawa lang ng istorya na ako ay MILF,
Your Honor, we are implementing the peace agreement. The peace agreement does not specify.
Sir, ba't kayo pumayag? Then wag nyo sana i-release yung 100,000. Diba sir? Ganun lang kasimple. Hindi nyo sana ni-release yung 100,000 doon sa nagsusurrender na walang baril na kapalit. Ganun lang po yun eh. Kasi kung hindi natin implement yung ganung klaseng polisiya, anybody can come to you and said, ako po yung magsusurrender, ako po yung MILF. Ganun ba? Halika, ito yung 100,000. Punta ka sa DSWD, ito yung papel na pakita mo doon para bigyan 100,000. So, naglulukuhan po tayo. 2.6 billion unaccounted for. Saan po napunta to? Kasi kung ganito rin lang, ako po isa sa mga gagawa ng hakbang na bawasan po yung budget ninyo from 7 billion, tumaas pa nga kayo, 1 point something billion. You started with 1.9 billion and now 7 billion. Sa kabila nitong kapalpakan na nangyari. Nabigyan pa kayo ng increase, kumbaga, ang kakapal naman po ng mukha nyo dyan. Sorry ha, ang kakapal ng mukha nyo. Meron na nangyaring anomalya. Para sa akin, this is a big anomaly. May nangyari ng anomalya, may gana pa kayong humingi ng increase. Baka next year, hingin pa kayo, gawin nyo pang 12 billion. Gawin na natin 50 billion. Gusto mo, 100 billion na lang.
Sir, the agreement was made during the time of President Aquino, and we are just implementing the
Oo nga po, sir. Pero nandoon pa sa agreement na kahit na wala kang baril, tumaas ka lang kamay, sabihin mo lang MILF ka, bigyan ka 100,000. Nakalagay pa sa agreement na, show me.
The agreement says that the 40,000 will be decommissioned. The number of 40,000.
Sir, you're hearing me, but you're not listening to me. Tinutumbok ko po dito yung anomalya. Kasi po, di ba, pag nag-surrender yung isang MILF, na-decommission na siya, anong patunay na siya ay member ng MILF? Ang isang patunay dyan yung baril para mabigyan siya ng cash assistance na 100,000 pesos. So therefore, pag may pupunta sa inyo dyan, nagsabi MILF, surrendery ako, nasaan yung baril mo? Alam naman ang pupunta sila, may daladalang batuta lang o may dalang gulok. MILF ako, ito ang armas ko, gulok. Itong 100,000, hindi man siguro ganun po, di ba? Common sense lang po yun. So malaking anomalya. Kaya nga po, kung ako dapat sa sitwasyon mo, may nasibak na, may nakulong na. Totoo yan. Kasi nalaki anomalya eh. 40,000 versus 4,000. 46,000 versus 132 versus 4,000.
Follow-up question lang in line with the question of Senator Tulfo. Kanino niyo ba binibigay 100,000? Sa surrender pa mismo o sa organization?
The IDB fully identified and verified the identity. In fact, they can...
Mismo sa
Yes.
surrendery?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi meron mga aligasyon na merong mga hindi umaabot na total na 100,000, may mga cut pa raw.
Sir,
At hindi talaga buo na 100,000 ang tinatanggap ng mga surrenderies.
based on the decommissioning process, most of them will have the biometrics, Your Honor.
Pinapipirma niya ba na nakatanggap ng 100,000?
They have the biometrics ID. So it is fully identified by the IDB because the IDB is the one commissioned by the both panels.
Yeah.
And it is being given to the individuals, Your Honor.
Kasi nakakatakot niyan. Pagka sa organisasyon niya binigay 100,000 kada surrendery, baka naman lalo silang pinopondohan pa ng gobyerno yung kanilang recruitment plan.
Mr. Chair, okay, pwede magsigit. Ito lang po ang gusto kong mangyari. Gusto ko, kung merong susunod na hearing, yung result ng gagawin yung investigasyon ngayon, sino-sinong involved sa korupsyon. May korupsyon dito, whether you like it or not.
Do not tell us that we are corrupt.
I'm not saying you are corrupt. What I'm saying here is, meron pong mga tao dyan sa loob ng inyong organization. I'm not saying you are corrupt. I'm saying there are people there that are not doing their job or maybe they're involved in corruption. Because if they're not involved, common sense lang po ito, Secretary Galvez. Pag nagsabi ka ikaw ay combatant, di ba combatant meaning meron kang baril. So kung meron kang baril, isusurrender mo yung kapalit ng 100,000.
Your Honor, the categories of the firearms is not only individual firearms. We have also cruiser weapons. That cruiser weapons Meron po yung mga 5 o 6 po yung tao na...
Then sana magmamatch pa rin. Isama mo na yung machine gun, isama mo cruiser weapon, kung ano pa mang weapon, kasama na dapat din.
But I definitely take offense, Senator, that you are already telling us that there is a corruption. I believe that is not a correct accusation to us.
Well, sir, I'm sorry. I'll stand by what I said. Meron pong corruption dito. Masaktan ka na, masaktan ka, I don't care. I'm talking on behalf of the taong bayan. Kasi nga, sir, very clear ng discrepancy dahil kung hindi po, kung hindi po talaga, kung wala po talagang korupsyon dito, sana nagmamatch tong numbers. Hindi po nagmamatch eh. At saka isa pa, dapat nag-imbestiga na kayo dati pa. Pinaliwanag nyo sa amin yung discrepancy. Ano nangyari? Yun lang po yun eh.
Your Honors,
Kasi we're talking of hundreds of thousands. May mga allegation pa nga, hindi nga natanggap daw yung pera.
Your Honor, we are there. We are validating all
Then prove to us na walang korupsyon. Then sabihin nyo sa amin bakit ganito kalaking discrepancy. Pag napaliwanag mo ng maayos, then babawiin kung sinabi ko rito.
Your Honor,
Mag-apologize pa ako sa iyo. Pero unless hindi mo ba ipaliwanag, then I'll stand by what I said, may corruption.
Your Honor, the commissioning body is an international body that really facilitated the decommissioning.
International bodies facilitating, pero sino nag-release ng pera? Tayo, Pilipino. DSWD nag-release ng
Yes,
pera.
but,
To the recommendation of the body, kung ano may body sinasabi nyo.
Actually, the body will not say that the individual is already validated. Considering that international body is those are experts from
I know, sir, but the only, you're in the military, right? Define combatant. Define combatant.
combatant can be the actual
Yes.
individuals
Yes.
holding the firearms.
Holding firearms. So, ibig sabihin, meron siyang firearms.
Yes.
So your definition, galing sa'yo, your definition of combatant is someone holding a firearm.
Yes.
So, where is that firearm
Sir,
na combatant na sumurrender na binigyan 100,000? Dapat magmamatch yan. Galing na mismo sa'yo, combatant is the one holding the firearm.
You have,
Where are the firearms?
sir, ito nga natin sa
Hindi, last na sir, ano. At saka isa pa, sir, hindi ka ba nabulabog dito? 26,000 surrenderies na bigyan ng 100,000, umabot ng 2.6 billion and 4,000 in firearms. Kasi kung ako, sir, sorry, I'm not saying you're corrupt. Sinabi ko sa loob ng organisasyon. Kung ako, sir, mababahala na ako. Kung ako, talagang hell break loose.
Sir, I have said earlier that the decommissioning of combatants have many process, including the decommissioning plus the SLW and also the DPAGs. DPAGs are the one in charge on those firearms that we considered as loose that had been given to the MILF and the MNLF. Those firearms that are personally owned, it will have a different program. And we believe.
So ang sinasabi niyo, sir, okay, nabanggit na kanina personal. So may pupuntang combatant, may baril ako. Hindi ko surrender to kasi personal ko to. Ganun ba yung nangyari? Kaya yun yung difference ng 26,000 to 4,000 lang na baril. Kasi karamihan sa kanila personal, declared as personal firearms. Tulad sinabi kanina ni Ma'am Raisa. Or sympathizers.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Pumayag kayo ng ganon? Eh di dapat, wag nyo bigyan ng 100,000. Dapat pera kapalit ng baril. So, sorry sir, then sabihin natin walang korupsyon. Okay. Then, katangahan. Again, I'm sorry for the word. Sorry for the word. Kasi, sige, tanggapin ko, yung difference is sa 26,000 sa 4,000 ay sapagkat karamihan doon ay may mga baril pero hindi sinurrender sapagkat personal use nila. O ba't tayo pumayag, sir? Kasi kung ako, sir, hindi ako papayag. Yun lang po. Sir, mag-imbestiga po kayo, sir. I'm not saying again you're corrupt. There is corruption here. Mag-imbestiga po kayo, sir. And dapat, head should roll dito. Meron talagang kalokohan dito. Hindi mo i-admit yun, sir, pero I'll stand by what I said. Maliban na lang, sir, kung ikaw ay nag-imbestiga at napakita mo sa amin klarong-klaro na kung bakit ganito ang discrepancy. Then babawiin kung sinabi ko. Pero kapag hindi niyo po napakita na ipaliwanag na maayos, I'll stand by what I'm saying here na there is corruption. And sa susunod po na hearing, pababawasan ko po yung budget ninyo. Pataas ng pataas 1.9 billion, naging 7 billion. Heck. Tapos baka next year, magiging 10 billion na. Huwag naman po. I don't have anything against you, Secretary Galvez. I don't even know you. Yung sa akin, trabaho lang. May nakita akong kalokohan dito, pinupunan ko po. Huwag ho kayo magalit. But magalit na kayo na magalit, I don't give a heck.
Sir,
What I'm doing is investigating native legislation. Kasi po talaga it doesn't match eh. Tatanggapin ko na lang kasi sabi ni Secretary Galvez, then I'll accept it as Bible truth or as factual. Anyway, sir, bago ko umalis, ito lang habiling ko. Please investigate anong nangyari dito sa napakalaking discrepancy. And then sino po yung mga taong nagkamali dito? Yung mga taong nagbigay ng pera o yung nag-process at nagbigay ng papel sa DSWD para mabigyan siya ng 100,000 each. And then, stop na po natin yung siguro if we need to change the law na kapag ikaw ay surrendery, pwede mo hindi surrender yung firearm mo kasi personal use mo yon. Kalukuhan yun. Ba't ka nang surrender kung hindi mo isusurrender yung personal firearm mo? So meron ka pa rin palang firearm. Pwede kang bumalik din.
That was
Pumunta sa paging member ng private army.
That was what I was saying a while ago, Senator TULFO. Kung talagang gusto magbalik loob itong mga rebelde, di sana pati yung mga personal na gamit nila, kung yung mga binigay na sa kanilang mga sympathizers or organization, dapat isurrender na nila sa gobyerno para at least sincere sila na magbalik loob to return to the fold of the government. So, siguro we'll conduct another hearing. Before that,
So, Secretary Galvez, sir, sana sa susunod na hearing, mag-attend ako. Gusto ko po magbigay ka ng report sa committee na ito, yung inyo pong findings. Bakit po napakalaking discrepancy ito? Ano nangyari?